Hello, my name is Daniel Gumali. Um, Welcome back to my channel, Hometown Chess Hero. So today I want to talk about experience of playing on the proctoring system for chess.com. I had a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. So without being able to use my engines for fear of being caught, I was completely out of my depth and I got hammered. No, but on a serious level, obviously that might confirm people's suspicions. And that's what I was actually thinking. I actually tweeted or put something on Facebook and I said, basically, when they ask you to go on there, you kind of feel like you're a little bit like a naughty schoolboy, right? Or a naughty schoolgirl. And it's almost like puts you in an impossible position because if you don't play, then presumably the fair play team are like, I don't know, maybe it doesn't matter, but they're probably like he must be sus, right? Because he as soon as we tried to ask him to go on a fair play, then he just decided not to play. If you play and do badly, then obviously they're going to be just as sus, right? The only way you can maybe not make them suspicious is if you play and do well. But if you play and do well, then they might just think, well, he's got a very clever way of cheating. Now, the problem that I had was, well, I didn't play very well today. I felt under pressure because, not used to this proctoring system. But I think the problem was partly that I was just like, I had to hold the camera up. So if you've ever been on there, you probably realise that you're supposed to use one camera to record your face, and then you have to use another camera to record the screen. Now, the problem that I had was with the other camera. So I don't have like two cameras on the computer. So, but you can use your phone, right? So I think in future I might buy like a separate webcam or something just to have it on the computer. So basically, what I was doing was holding my phone up for the first two games. So I drew the first game because it's a low rated player, and then I lost the second game. And then I got a message through saying, you don't need to hold your camera up. So I didn't hold my camera, I just put it up to one side. But then in the third game, I actually played a decent game, actually, the third game, but I did mess it up, the technical phase, and he managed to draw. So that was a little bit disappointing. And then I sort of went into rage, started swearing. Obviously, you got your microphone on, so they might have heard that. I don't know. But I was really pissed off because I've got 1 out of 3 against low rated players. So they must be thinking, oh, yeah, well. It was obvious, wasn't it? It was obvious that he wasn't right, that he was a bit sus. So I'm a little bit paranoid about all this. But, you get paranoid about being accused as well, of people being suspicious of you. Anyway, so I think I got to 2 out of 4, but then I had some more disasters later because when I was on 3 out of 5, I had one game where I was completely winning. I blundered my queen. Well, I blundered into an equal position and then I blundered my queen. So that was pretty bad. I didn't think that guy was that good, to be honest. I mean, played some pretty awful moves in the early middle game. So that game was disappointing. Obviously, he won, so that's something. So, and then the next game, I was like, I played up some game. I fed up with this, so I just went E3 and then B3, and I was actually playing a half decent game up to a point. But then I started getting this message about your secondary device is not activated on the proctoring system, right? So this is the problem that I was having, that it kept disabling. Now maybe I got something where if you got, because on the phone and on the tablet, it's got this thing where it turns off like the screen, right? And then you have to type in the password to get back in again. So on the display. So maybe I need to change the settings because I don't understand why it kept disconnecting. Anyway, it kept disconnecting. And during one game, I was getting this message kept flashing up. And I thought, well, I better reconnect because otherwise they might think, who knows what's going on. I've got the engine on, right? Because they can't see my screen. Whether they're actually checking me at that exact moment, I don't know. But I was getting that message through. So I had like a minute and a half left. I was about over a minute up on the clock. But then I'm having to But my phone had died, you see. That was the problem. It run out of battery. So then I had to get a tablet and then reconnect via the Google Lens to uh, to scan the QR code to show, to then show them my screen. But by the time I'd managed all that, I had less than 30 seconds left. And then I proceeded to blunder in winning position and lost that game as well. So I was on 3 out of 8 or 3 out of 7. Something disastrous. I think I finished on 6 out of 11, but it was overall a terrible tournament, lost loads of points. So, complete contrast to last week. It's much harder when you have to play under that kind of pressure. What I will try and do, I will carry on obviously with a proctoring system. I'm not even sure I can leave it now. Now, once you're in the proctoring system, that's it. I will carry on and try and have a good title Tuesday at some point because I don't want to leave on a bum note like that. That was very disappointing. Apparently, what they're saying in the email they sent me is that in future they're going to put everybody on the proctoring system. So everybody playing the tournament is going to have to be on the proctoring system. This is why I didn't film the coverage as well, because obviously with all these technical problems, I didn't feel confident enough to film it for YouTube, and that would have made it even more difficult. So more complicated. So that's another issue as well. So it's a little bit. The problem with the cheating is, I was playing against some of these engines last night actually, and I'll try and film a video where you play against these engines. But they're so strong that if you just played with an engine like Stockfish 18 and it just played all your moves for you, you just win Title Tuesday with 11 out of 11. No question, right? Like Nakamura and Carlson wouldn't be able to stop you. So what they're trying to do is stop smart cheating. Because obviously some people are maybe having the engine run in the background, or somehow they're getting the moves, they're getting the right moves, or they're running bots. I don't know. So it's a very tricky situation, but I think the problem is if they put everybody on the proctoring system, that will put some people off playing because unless you get used to it, it feels very awkward. And the other problem that I think Title Tuesday have, and I think I mentioned this before, is it's almost becoming too successful for its own good. They were saying something today that it's nearly 1,000 players. And, that's almost too many because, other people mentioned this on Reddit that you're having a problem where it's very difficult to get a clear winner because there's so many players. And, most of the winners having to be decided on tiebreak. If you had 10,000 players, then you'd probably get several players getting to 11 out of 11, right? Because there's just too many players. So you have to cut down on it somehow. So whether they'll... my theory is, I think they'll have a breakaway Title Tuesday. They'll have almost like the way they were trying to do with Champions League. They're going to do that with Title Tuesday. They'll have like an elite Title Tuesday for over 3,000 players. And then there's like a sub Title Tuesday for like patzers like me. I think that'll be the eventual. By the way, Simon Williams did really well tonight. He played incredibly well, and he drew with Faruja. I think he beat like a quite high-rated GM's Shant Sargisyan or something like that. He did lose to Nepomniachtchi. He fell away a little bit at the end, but yeah, he showed something tonight. That's what you're looking to do, really. I played really well last week, but to be honest, Title Tuesday is a little bit like that. It's a little bit random. And often I find that I struggle more against the low-rated players because they're trying to, and you feel that pressure of trying to beat them, and they're trying a bit harder. They got less to lose. A little bit like when I played 2900s, right? And I think I don't seem to have like two good Title Tuesdays in a row. So last week went well, but the week before, obviously I wasn't on the proctoring. This is the first time I've been on the proctoring. The week before, I didn't play well. So I think I played. Oh no, sorry, I didn't play Title Tuesday, but I played like in the pool and I did badly. And obviously you're not on the proctoring system in the pool. But anyway, leave your thoughts down below. What do you think? Have you ever played on the proctoring system? What do you think about it? Would you play a Title Tuesday under the proctoring system? Do you think it's a load of nonsense? But yeah, the point I would make is obviously with engines, if you are cheating, in theory, if you're using an engine that's strong enough, you're just going to be able to walk Title Tuesday every week, right? So what they're trying to do is cut down on the smart cheating, which I think is a good thing, but it does make it. It's a bit sad that I have to do that at all. It just shows how dishonest some people are that they even have to do that. And apparently, according to some people, there's loads of people cheating in Title Tuesday. I don't think it's that high a percentage. I'll be honest with you. I actually think there's a lot less people cheating in Title Tuesday than there is in the actual normal pool. When you go to normal pool, you run up against lots of, for example, untitled players who are just running engines, and they've got really high ratings, and they're not verified, and and chess.com don't really care about them. And in general, you just get a lot of cheats. But in Title Tuesday itself, I haven't noticed it, but I have obviously, like tonight. I mean, I lost to some people who I feel I would probably crush over the board. So that's another thing. But you got to be careful who you accuse. I saw a video yesterday where this FM was basically just saying this guy was sus, that he played over the board, his French FM. And I thought, well, you can't really say that because the guy could sue you, right? You know, especially an over the board game. Maybe you could accuse someone in an online game, but over the board's a bit, that's a bit different. Anyway, thanks for watching that video. Please, this video, please like and subscribe.